Sweet Home High School, 1969. Mr. Izzard's biology class, day one. Mr. Izzard was, how should I put this, kind of a dick. Later in the school year, he would leap down from his elevated lecture platform, grab me around the throat, and shove me backwards because I refused to go to the office for wearing boots to school. But on day one, he provided a pivotal moment in my development as a skeptic. Keeping in mind that memory is malleable, it's constantly being reconstructed and remade in light of the present moment, it's untrustworthy as a source of accurate information. Not to mention that any memory from 1969 is highly suspect. Keeping this in mind, I'll try to recreate what happened that day in class. Izzard sat at a table with two glasses. These are the actual glasses, you know, like the type. But it turns out that they're now antiques. So I, got something I'd be more familiar with. So I'm going to be Mr. Izzard and you be the class. So in biology, you have to make observations and describe properties of things. So what are some of the properties of these glasses?
Clear.
Clear, good.
Empty.
Empty, oh yeah, in this case. Not so much at home, but
Glass.
glass, stemmed, shiny. All right, come on, what else? Transparent or opaque?
Transparent.
Breakable.
How about this?
Resonant.
Oh, I love that word. Thank you. Resonant. Oh, thank you. That was my son. The linguist. Rigid or flexible?
Rigid.
Durable or fragile?
Fragile.
Are you sure? Here, catch.
Oh, it's plastic.
It's plastic. Yeah, that's how they reacted to it at the time. Kind of a dick move, but it made a great impression on me at the time. Izzard was demonstrating the scientific method, how you have to test hypotheses. What I took away was to always doubt my senses, question everything. Now, I was probably born a skeptic, genetically wired to doubt. As a child, I questioned things other kids routinely accepted. Shaving makes whiskers grow faster? Didn't seem logical. I distrusted Van Doniken's Ancient Astronauts. Stage hypnosis was laughable to me. I just figured people pushed the Ouija board around. My Catholic friends warned me that viewing pictures of naked ladies was a sin. If that was true, I was doomed. I scoffed when a neighborhood kid told me her friend knew a nurse that went mad when medical students hung a cadaver arm over the door to scare her. They found her eating the arm. That just seemed like the wrong reaction. My innate bullshit detector recognized urban folklore before it had a name. By the way, that one's still going around some 45 or 50 years later, or however the hell old I am. Now, God presented another problem. I had been indoctrinated into Catholicism through Catholic school, where I went to Mass every day. I remember questioning Father Nalbert during religious instruction about inconsistencies in the church dogma. I had trouble with the idea of an invisible man in the sky who kills his children by the thousands. And if you break his 10 rules, the first 3 of which were totally narcissistic, he would send you to a place where you would burn and scream in torment for eternity. But he loves you. What an asshole. After redefining God several times so I could continue to intellectually justify his existence, at age 21, I finally gave up the ghost. The Holy Ghost. Father, Son, the whole gang. I always had an interest in science, and thanks to Mr. Izzard, I had an appreciation for the scientific method, and especially the double-blind. Despite this, I lacked the tools and information to critically examine extraordinary claims. I was probably 12 when I read my first rigorously researched article on UFOs. It was in True Magazine. True Magazine! The title says it all. I was thunderstruck. Alien spaceships buzzing the earth. My father was a science enthusiast. Once he even built a robot. He never got it to walk or talk or move or do anything, but it looked cool. So I asked my father what he thought about UFOs. I mean, robots and spaceships go together, right? I still remember his answer as he stood between the living room and kitchen while I sat on the green cut velvet upholstered armchair. Well, there must be some truth to it. So many people have seen them. There's a lot we don't know. Later, I would recognize these as two common logic fallacies known as appeal to numbers and appeal to ignorance. But at the time, I was sold. I began reading books and articles claiming all sorts of ridiculous things. Nessie was a plesiosaur. Chupacabras were attacking livestock. People had past lives. Rock Hudson was gay. Okay, but he wasn't married to Jim Neighbors. I got that part right. From a young age, I had an interest in magic. And later, this would play a pivotal role in my skepticism. But now, at age 20, which in my defense, I should point out, coincided with the age of Aquarius, I was a believer in all sorts of supernatural claptrap, much of which I mistook for science. This was when Uri Geller came into my life. Anyone, how many remember him? Wow. You guys are weird. He was the self-proclaimed Israeli psychic that took the world by storm in the 1970s. He appeared on many talk shows where he demonstrated his supernatural powers. And his most famous stunt was making spoons bend with his mind. Let me show you what he would do. So, earlier, I went to Ambets and got some, like, silverware, you know, all kinds. From, it's 10 for 99 cents. What a great deal. Especially the way they're going to, you know, end up. So, you know, like regular silverware. Okay, so let me just take one here, and what he would do is he would hold it like this, right? And he would rub lightly, and he would ask somebody if they would just hold the other side, just hold one of the ends, okay? And he would rub lightly, and he would say, like, I'm concentrating, I'm attempting to, I'm making it's getting warm, molecule, all kinds of crap, and it's, you see, I'm not going to move. Oh, that would happen faster than I planned. Oh my God, that's what he would do. There was another way that he would do it, too, would be, let's see. Oops, that one broke. Okay. So he would go like this. He would just say, I'm just touching it very lightly, just very lightly. See, and you can watch it. You can watch it bend. You see it bending. You see it bending as it comes down. You see it go bending. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Oh, look at it. So it's almost like liquid. And there it is, bent. Okay. So that was his whole shtick. Really? Okay. Two things set Geller apart from other alleged psychics. He was tested by the Stanford Research Institute and declared the real thing. He was endorsed by Edgar Mitchell, an astronaut aboard Apollo 14. For those of us who grew up with America's space program, astronauts were paragons of science. And Stanford University is one of the most prestigious research institutions in the world. Again, I was sold. And that is when the amazing Randy came into my life. We got some Randy fans over there. For those that don't know who he is, who doesn't know who he is? Raise your hand if you don't know the amazing Randy. Okay, good. A few of you don't. Here's a trailer to a recent, and even those of you that know him might not know, there was this recent documentary on his about him called An Honest Liar. So here's a little trailer that will give you an idea who he is, and that is not what's supposed to happen. All right, there we go.
I would abandon the film entirely.
Gentlemen, I'm the amazing Randy. Amazing Randy. The amazing Randy. The conjurer, prestidigitator, virus, chief, and fake.
The life of Harry Houdini is very similar to the life of James Randi.
If you're going to get your head cut off, you go to the best guy. Amazing Randy was the best guy.
Randy, you've been going around the country trying to debunk those who say that it's psychic power.
I can't think of that technical term. Oh, yeah, it's bullshit.
What I do is standing or breaking objects.
Uri Geller. Pulled the pants off them. It was astonishing.
Ben, look. Can you do the spoon bending trick?
Does Dolly Parton sleep on her butt?
Do you know how many times Randy tried to ruin my career?
You've been taking a lot of medication.
Peter Popoff is a very dangerous man.
In the name of Jesus!
Oh, just seem to be able to hear the voice of God and know all about people.
John 3784.
He wondered how he got the information. I dressed as a security guard. I appeared in disguise.
Randy is trying to say this is a big hoax.
Ah, I'll take 2 eggs right there.
The man that puts the fear of God in all us psychics, the amazing Randy!
The easiest way to be bigger than yourself is to lie.
It's terrifying. The man who's devoted his whole life to uncover real deception has at the center of his life a deception.
Only one of these people is sworn to tell the truth.
What a situation. No matter how smart or well educated you are, you can't be deceived.
All right. Let's close that because it'll start the next one if I don't. Okay, well, let's just see if I can go back. There we go. So, yeah. Oh, I knew some magicians doubted Geller, and I knew that Randy was a famous magician. So one day I was in Walden's bookstore in the Boulevard Mall, and I saw this book, The Magic of Uri Geller by the amazing Randy. I figured I'd check it out and see what he had to say. It's not often that a person can pinpoint the exact moment when his consciousness was raised. This was my moment. Among the things I learned was that the Stanford Research Institute had nothing to do with Stanford University. It was actually run by 2 credulous ESP researchers who did a crappy job of controlling the testing. I also learned that astronauts are as gullible as anyone. Geller was thoroughly debunked, and yet he's still bending spoons today. You might say it's his thing. I learned an important lesson from this book that transcended Geller. I learned that despite my skeptical tendencies, I could be duped. Once I realized that, I began wondering what other cherished beliefs of mine would not stand up to careful scrutiny. As I began reading the skeptical literature, one by one they fell. Bigfoot, ESPs, ghosts, and aliens, of course, but I began to question everything people say. Artificial sweeteners are bad for you. Now, I know a lot of you believe this, but the scientific evidence does not support it. You had a dream and it came true? Read the improbability principle. A year or so later, I heard that Randy was going to do a talk at UB, and I went. He did a couple tricks, one of which I performed myself the last time I did the Science and Art Cabaret. He talked about Geller and other frauds. When it ended, some folks were handing out materials on skepticism and humanism. I couldn't believe what I was reading. These are my people. It turns out that the International Center for Skepticism, Rationalism, and Humanism is right here in Western New York, and I never knew it. This convoluted sequence of events had led me to the door of the Center for Inquiry. It was as if someone or something had wanted me to find it. You know, if I believe that sort of thing. Some amazing people have been CFI fellows, including the amazing Randy, but also Isaac Asimov, B.F. Skinner, Richard Dawkins, Martin Gardner, Carl Sagan, and Neil deGrasse Tyson, to name a few. It wasn't long before I got involved with these people. In fact, for a time, I was designing the covers for their publications, which I've put up here, the ones I've designed, some of them anyway. Old school, cut and paste before Photoshop. I was actually learning to do layouts so I could teach my students. This association led to a lot of interesting opportunities, like this. Can you hear that? Guys, can you turn it up? It says you can't turn it up. Whoops. What just happened? That was not a good idea. Let's try this. Let's try this. We'll try this.
Tonight, unsolved mystery. Eyewitnesses claim that this woman possesses remarkable psychic abilities, both mental and physical. An extraordinary case of paranormal powers or a brilliant deception. In these frames, we can see the object emerge from above her ring.
As soon as we saw the application, we decided we would get a magician in here who has attended our meetings and worked with us in the past to see if he could duplicate what she has done. And he did that.
I assume that at the point when she actually caused the gem to appear, she had the gem palmed in her hand, just like this, between her fingers. It's a very comfortable place, and you can gesture comfortably, and nobody suspects anything. And now when she reached her hand up to her eye, it was a simple matter to spread her fingers apart. You can see them spreading apart as the gem falls through, like that.
I learned a lesson from that. They were selling mysteries, and I saw them as adversaries. I thought I was Houdini challenging the miracle mongers. So I was guarded and stiff and a little subdued. I realized too late they didn't care who was right or wrong. They weren't looking for the truth. All they wanted was a good show. Now, questioning everything can annoy people. For instance, someone will sneeze and say, "Ugh, it's this cold weather." And I'll say, actually, studies show that cold weather does not cause colds. Because that's what researchers have been saying for decades. But people just want to bitch about the weather. They don't want to hear about science. I just can't help myself. By the way, in 2015, new research found that cold temperatures do increase the chance of colds. I'm just saying. Once a visiting artist here at Hallwalls, Once a visiting artist here at Hallwalls, and John will remember this, wanted to go to Camp Woo to have a psychic reading. I told him what the psychic would say and what the artist should not do. He recorded the reading. She started out saying exactly what I predicted almost word for word. And when the artist did what I said, surprise, the psychic announced she could not read him. Sorry, I'm the guy that says, no, that psychic didn't tell you your aunt just died, you told him. Or, that's a great story, but I still don't think you saw a ghost. But also, you say fracking is dangerous? Show me the research that demonstrates it's worse than other fuels. That's right, I'm a liberal who doesn't automatically jump on liberal bandwagons. Sorry that disturbs you. People who buy into people who buy into conspiracy theories are especially sensitive. Oswald killed Kennedy all by himself. The World Trade Center was not brought down by demolition explosions. The government is not keeping records on every American. Oh wait, sorry. I'll cross that out later. See, Snowden demonstrates one big reason conspiracy theories don't hold up. Someone always tells. Deep Throat told about Watergate, Daniel Ellsberg leaked the Pentagon Papers, Mark Holder revealed the Olympic bribery scandal, Linda Tripp exposed Bill Clinton's fondness for cigars, and this just out, someone leaked the Panama Papers. If there really was an alien spacecraft in a hangar in Area 51, Snowdens would be lining up around the block to break the biggest story of all time and become one of the famous people in history, most famous people in history. But there isn't. If we really faked the moon landing and its 5 sequels, don't you think one of the 400,000 people who worked on it, including the 7,500 people that worked at the Kennedy Space Center, would be drinking one night over the last half century and suddenly blurt out, "I can't believe we forgot the stars"? As a skeptic, I find irrational beliefs everywhere. Recently, I had the flu, and you see me still kind of sniffing tonight.
The weather.
I mentioned it on Facebook, saying that I had gotten the vaccination, but it's not 100% effective. I kept my comments to myself, but some of the responses drove me crazy. The only time I got a flu shot some years ago, I immediately got the flu. Haven't gotten one in almost 10 years and haven't had a bad case of flu in a long time. I never get the flu shot. It's bogus. I never get sick. I probably just jinxed myself. Everyone I know who gets the flu shots gets sick. I stopped getting flu shots a few years ago for that reason. I would get deathly ill with ammonia and everything the years I got the flu shot. Don't want to jinx myself, but since I stopped getting the flu shot, I have been feeling much, much, much better. Now, there's a slim possibility I haven't pissed everyone here off yet. So I've prepared a handout. I have some people that are going to hand it out. Who are my handout people? Yay. Okay, so I'm handing this out. It's side 1 is a selected list of silly things. And side 2 is also on side 1, sorry, cognitive biases, fallacies, and illusions that cause people to believe in silly things. Side 2, a few guiding principles of skepticism. Now, you can look this stuff up on here, and you can Google all the words, and they're all online if you're not familiar with some of them. While they're handing that out, to finish up. Okay, don't read it now. I've got stuff to do here. I'm going to test your powers of reason, which are very necessary to be a skeptic. I'm going to perform a minor miracle right here tonight on stage. When I'm done, you've all got some 3x5 cards. They've been handed out. Let me just get rid of the silverware. Oh, thanks. You've got 3x5 cards, and anyone can offer a hypothesis as to how the miracle was accomplished. At the end of the evening, I'll tell you how it was done. And we'll see if anyone got it right. We'll collect them later. I should mention that I've never done this. So it's a real experiment. I just invented it. I call it the power of suggestion. So that was, and finally, all right. So for this, I have this little display board here. And my Zenner envelope. Now, I call this the Zenner envelope because inside are Zenner cards, which are, maybe you know as ESP cards. They're used by psychic researchers to test psychic powers. So there's the circle, the square, the star, the wavy lines. I made all this stuff myself, and it's pretty amateurish. And the plus. I am, but I wanted you to know it was a homemade deal. And now, I don't know, has anybody ever heard of the Amazing Kreskin? All these guys are amazing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, right, the Amazing Kreskin. One of the things he used to do is when he would do his shows, and you know, he'd be paid well because he's a pretty famous guy, he would actually, part of his bit was he would have his check for his performance would be hidden on somebody in the audience, and he would psychically find that. Okay? And so like if he was paid like $7,000 or something, you know, he would put at risk his $7,000. I am going to go one up on Kreskin tonight. I'm going to put $20 more than everything I'm being paid tonight at risk. And to do this, I do need a volunteer. And guess what? You're in the volunteer seat. So, oh, look at you came right up. I'm so glad. Thank you. And what is your name?
Maureen.
Maureen. Now, have we met or anything?
I don't think so.
Okay, good. Okay, I don't remember either. But that's what we're going with, right? So, so I forgot what I'm saying. Really, I have not done this before. So this is a divining rod. It's a high-tech divining rod. You know, like dowsers use when they find water? So what I want you to do is I want you to wave this divining rod over the cards. I want you to go right from beginning to end, go right off each side. Hold on to that. Now, before you do it, at some point, you're going to feel something. There's going to be like, it might be a gut feeling, it might be intuition, or it might even be like a slight pulling down of the divining rod. When it happens, I want you to come down and touch one of the cards. All right?
Okay.
Take your time, just go through it. Remember, you know, we don't have all night.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay. So how many times should I
As
do
many
this?
times as you feel until you feel you need to. And I'm trying to concentrate.
It's touching your temples.
Okay, so what do I do if I don't feel...
You'll feel it because eventually your arm will get tired. All right. Whenever you're ready, touch one.
Okay, so but I don't need to feel anything, right?
No, you don't.
But if that's the case, then I just pick one. Right?
Wow, you're really analytical about this, aren't you? Yes.
Is that right?
Yes, that's
But
right.
are you supposed to be looking?
I can look, yeah.
Okay, but I just basically
Are you
pick
looking?
one.
All right, yeah.
Okay,
Which one was that?
it was the waves.
The wavy lines.
I liked it. That's,
Okay. So, thank you very much. You can sit back down.
Okay.
Now, let's think about this, okay? Obviously, she was compelled dramatically to touch the wavy lines. Something really forced her to do that. Now, she claims she felt nothing, but I feel that she did. And the reason I feel that she did, remember I said you're in the volunteer seat or whatever I said. I can't remember what I said, but that's what I meant. You're in the seat because if you reach underneath your seat, did you reach underneath your seat? No, well, not for your purse. Like underneath your chair, and you'll feel it. No, I mean underneath. Reach up underneath. You'll feel an envelope stuck up underneath there.
Yes.
Yeah, pull it out.
Okay.
Okay, would you open that sealed envelope?
Sure.
Now, I don't know how you're going to take this, but I never got close to your seat, did I?
Not while I was here.
Right. So.
Okay, am I supposed to look at it?
Yeah, please take it out and
Okay.
read out loud to the audience what it says.
Oh, really?
It doesn't say really. It says.
Okay, you will select the wavy lines.
There it is. Miracle.
All right.
My money is safe. So I would like to ask, and I'd like to invite everybody here to use your 3x5 cards. We're going to hand out a box later to collect your thoughts, and I'll look through them, and at the end of the night I'm going to come back up and let you know if anybody got it right. And if anybody got it right, you get the $20. Huh? Pretty good deal. Oh wait, I should point out, if you are a magician or you have learned about magic in any way, please exclude yourself from this. Just if you're, because I can't really afford it. Just you know, as a lay person. And that's it. Thank you. Thank you, Bruce. Just move this out of the way. Just move this. All right, thanks. So the good news is no one gets my $20. However, two people came fairly close. I will give them that. The guesses fell into two basic categories. The first is, well, not counting this one, the Illuminati. That aside, the two big questions were, it's a shill, she was your friend, there are, okay, that's no one. So, yeah, are we friends? You know, no. Would you say that if you were a shill? Yes. I'm sorry, though. That's not the truth. She's not a shill. We don't know each other. There were a lot of this kind of answer. The wavy lines were printed downward, which was the same direction which you suggested she would feel the wand pull. And basically, wavy lines are the only shape that is made of disconnected lines. Human nature, all the other shapes are closed. Circle, triangle, there are no triangles inside. People will pick the odd one. There might be some truth to that because I tried this out on my wife last night and she picked the wavy lines too. But honestly,
What did I say? They're going to pick the wavy lines.
she said they're going to pick the wavy lines. But honestly, these are ESP cards that are used in the field. Okay. These are ESP cards that are used widely in the world of psychic research, and if the wavy lines had any special powers, I think they would have eliminated them. So between the she's a shill and the wavy lines have some special power, there were only two that came kind of close, but to get my $20, you got to be better than close. One of them didn't sign it, so he doesn't get it anyway. Fred Jensen, where are you?
Right here.
You came faintly close. Faintly close. And I'm not going to say what you said, but some people said, I like this one, there are different answers under different seats. You know, I picked her. And she came up, and it was her seat. However, if you'd all like to feel underneath your seats, there are no other answers under any other seats. It was the magic seat, and my big fear was no one was going to sit in that seat. That was like, what do I do if that happens, you know? All right, so let's run through this. Would you come back up here?
Sure.
Is it Marina or something like that?
Maureen.
Maureen, okay. So, Maureen, let's pretend you picked something else.
Okay, pretend or
Yeah,
actually?
well, no, pick something else.
All right, I will pick this one then.
What is that?
It's a square.
Okay. Now, first of all, the lesson here is never let the psychic control the situation. First lesson. Second lesson is always ask the psychic to say what's going to happen before it happens. Don't let the psychic tell you afterwards, which is really what I did. So what I would like to say to you right now is, would you turn around all of the other choices? Turn around, other than the
Besides
one.
the square?
Yeah, leave the square, turn
Okay.
all the others around.
All right. Okay.
Okay, you see that? Now I'd like you to turn around the square. What does it say?
Oh. You will select this card.
All right, good. Now try another one. Try another one. Try another one.
Okay, I'll try another one.
Yeah, try another one. Soon,
Anyone?
okay?
Anyone?
Yeah, no, we're going to do them all, so just go through them.
No, that's the one.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the one you picked already.
It's other than the
Boy, there is a
square.
big, attraction to that one, isn't there?
Okay, so it has to be other than
Yeah,
the wavy
different
lines
ones.
and the square.
Yeah, different one. Pick another.
Okay.
We're going to do them all, so just pick the other ones.
Okay.
What are you picking?
It's a star.
The star. Remember I told you that I had the Zenner envelope there, which I pulled out the things from. Would you pick up the Zenner envelope? Would you notice that I've never come close to it? That envelope. Yeah.
Okay.
Just pick it up. Would you look inside there?
Okay.
Would you see what that says?
You will select the star.
All right, let's get it over with.
Okay.
You're getting it now. It took you 3. I can't believe it. All right. One more. What do you got next?
Okay, where are you going to send me next?
No, you pick one more. Remember my $20
where am I
bill?
going to look for the
Here it
answer?
is. Remember my $20 bill? Go ahead. What else you got?
Pick the circle.
Pick one, will you? What is it?
It's a cross.
The cross.
Okay.
I would have said, you know what? I remember that I put this $20 up. Boy, am I glad that you picked that, because I don't have to give you the $20 because, what does it say?
You will select the plus sign.
Right, now the circle.
And
You know, that was a special wand, just like in, yeah, you're getting the idea now.
sorry.
Just like in the Harry Potter, where Harry Potter had a special wand, it had a feather
Want me to
inside of
open
it. Open the dotted
Okay.
end, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, and there's an envelope in there. You guys don't really need to see this, right? You know what it's going to say.
We want to see it.
So that's the point, is that... Yeah, okay. Did you really think it was going to say something else? All right, so the point is, never let the psychic control the situation. Always ask the psychic, or whatever it is, ahead of time, or the astrologer, or whatever it is, ahead of time, exactly what is it is going to happen. Those are the big 2 lessons out of this. So I'm sorry I get to keep the $20. The closest it came to was you had a backup plan. Yeah, okay. But tell me what the backup plan was. You don't get the $20. I'll buy you a drink though.
Take that drink.
All right, thank you.